You mentioned earlier that you can like kind of tell if somebody's got it or not. Like some people are meant to be entrepreneurs, some people are meant to go into corporate America. A lot of our younger viewers always ask the question of whether they should go to college or not. And I think the correct answer to that question would be, do you have it or not? How would you know if you had it? Like if you're looking back at your 18-year-old self, you're like, you know what? I got it as an entrepreneur. I can make it. What signs would you see? How would you know?
If I'm looking to see if somebody has it, I'm going to say, what is their level of tenacity? How easily do they give up? For instance, I'll give you an example. So I'm talking to a young investor, and I have several investors that call me, and I love when they do because I want to help young hustlers, man. I want to help them as much as I can. But I had a couple of them come to me and, hey, man, I can't get a refinance. What should I do? I'm like, how many banks you talk to? And I talked to 2. And I was like, well, you know, to be honest with you, do you know how many we talked to? And Jeff and I have been doing deals, multi-millions of dollars worth of deals. We talked to 50 banks to get this last deal. 50.
Now, do you have a lender that reaches out to those banks for you, or you are personally calling?
We personally talk to them.
Oh, man, I've been there before.
We personally talked to them. It was just a big project. Banks had tightened up. Things have changed, right? And we're bankable as anybody else in the business. And we've tapped out a lot of banks. Banks that only lend $5 to $7 million, we've tapped them out, right? So that's one thing I'd say, build relationships with big banks, but that have the small bank feel. Because you can tap out $5 million banks pretty quick in multifamily. And so there's legal lending limits. So if you're, have enough liquidity and you're bankable, then whatever that legal limit is for the best client at the bank is what that limit is. So a lot of these smaller banks are $5 to $10 million, but the bank sitting right next to them could be 50 million, right? So you got to build a relationship with these banks to be bankable. But anyway, so the investor goes, hey, I talked to 2 lenders. I'm like, man, even where we're at, we had to talk to 50, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, no, dude, we don't think twice about it. That's when I know if somebody has it. Like they don't second guess themselves.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, you can't second guess yourself. And if you do second guess yourself, you got to wake up the next day with a better attitude and go, okay, I got to call 10 banks each day or 20 banks each day. I'm not taking a no. Somebody's going to do a deal with me.